Hey, I'm Bob at ILikeToMakeStuff. Today on Maker 101, we're going to talk about joinery. When woodworkers talk about joinery, they really just mean sticking two pieces of wood together, usually not just by nailing or screwing them together. There's an infinite number of ways to do this. We're only going to talk about 5 today. These are 5 that don't take any real special tools and are kind of easy to do. Now generally, the type of joinery that you choose is dependent on 2 things, strength and appearance. Sometimes you need a really strong joint, sometimes you need one that's hidden or seamless. Hopefully this overview will help you pick out one that'll be useful for your next project. Now the first one is doweling, and for this you only need a drill. The idea is that you drill a corresponding hole in both pieces of wood, the same diameter as the dowel that you're using, then you use some glue and knock all 3 pieces of wood together. It's a very simple, strong, and easy joint to do. Next up is mitering. If you watched the saws episode of Maker 101, you heard me talk about the miter saw, which is really useful for cutting angles on wood. Now you could use a miter saw to cut this and do it very quickly and easily. You could also use a hand saw and a miter box. It's just a little bit more work. Basically you just cut 2 angles and then you connect those 2 pieces of wood at that angle using screws, nails, or even dowels. Usually there's glue involved. And if you're going to make a frame or a box of any kind that's going to have a 90-degree angle, you just have to make sure that both of the angles on your wood add up to 90 degrees. They have to be complementary. Normally that's done with a 45 and a 45, but you could do any combination as long as they add up to 90 degrees. Then there's dadoing. Basically you cut a slot that's the same size as a piece of wood, and then you fit that piece of wood into the slot. That's really all there is to it. You can use a dado blade on your saw which cuts a slot with a single blade, or you could use a circular saw or a table saw and make several passes to cut out the slot the size that you want. You don't need to use any nails or screws with this. As long as you cut the slot to the right size, the pressure of the wood fitting in should hold it in place, and just add some glue to make it really strong. This joint is often used in shelves or tray dividers, things like that. Now, biscuit joinery is very similar to doweling in that you're cutting 2 slots and 2 pieces of wood, but the biscuit joiner has a spinning blade that cuts a crescent-shaped slot. You cut the matching slots in 2 pieces of wood, and then you use a biscuit and some glue to join it all together. There's 3 different sizes of biscuits, 0, 10, and 20, and your biscuit joiner should have a corresponding depth marking that you can set for whatever size biscuit you're using. Last up is the pocket hole. Now this one's nice because it's pretty easy to do, but it's often pretty hidden. You can put 2 pieces of wood together with the hidden joint, but then you can actually access the joint if you ever want to take them apart again. It's easiest if you use a jig, but you can do it freehand if you want to. Basically you drill a hole at an angle and then you drive a screw in to connect the 2 pieces of wood. If you really wanted to hide it, you can put in some wooden plugs that fill in the hole after the fact, or usually it's on the bottom or the back of something so you can leave it there and you're not going to see it. Now there are lots and lots of other types of joinery, some of which are very complicated, very time consuming, you have to have special tools, things like dovetails or mortise and tenon. A lot of times they just take a lot more work. These 5 are pretty simple, they cover a good range of stuff, and hopefully one of them will be useful in your next project. As always, I would love your comments and questions and feedback in the comments below, and you can talk to me on Facebook. Don't forget to check out ILikeToMakeStuff.com, where these videos and all my project videos and blog posts, everything lives there, and that's a great place to go. There's a lot of free plans there as well. Don't forget to subscribe for more Maker 101 and project videos. I've got a lot of really cool projects on the way that I'm really excited about. And if you'd like to support these videos and all the work that I do, check out Patreon. There's a video there that explains how it works and what it does, and even a little bit of help through Patreon from you is really helpful for me. You could also buy a t-shirt or check out my Etsy store to see some of the handmade items that I have for sale there. Thanks so much for watching Maker 101, and I'll see you guys next time.